It was a beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. Things were bustling at the Earl's new railway museum that had recently been constructed. Spencer pulled in, pulling the Duke and Duchess. "Hello, Ulstead," he called. "Where is everyone?" asked the Duke. Just then, a funny-looking engine pulled up next to Spencer. "Hello there, my name is Hugo. I would guess that you are one of the attractions for the railway museum. You're not fit to be a proper engine." Hugo felt hurt, and without a word, he left. "That was very rude, Spencer," said the Duchess. Meanwhile, Hugo's driver was trying to console Hugo. However, Hugo wasn't having any of it. "I just wish I could prove myself," said Hugo. Hugo had an idea of how he could prove himself. He just needed to find Spencer. Fortunately for Hugo, Spencer was already at the railway museum, looking at Hugo. Spencer rolled up cautiously. "Oh, it's you," said Spencer. "Yes," said Hugo. "I'd like to challenge you to a race." And he left. "I say," said Spencer. "Well, I'll take him on." The next morning, Spencer and Hugo were lined up at the museum. Soon enough, the signal changed, and they were soon to be off. They raced down the line. "Huh, I told you I was better than you," said Spencer. "I'm not sure about that," said Hugo. They raced down the line, but Hugo or Spencer hadn't seen the rusty track. Hugo went on it and came off the rails with a crash. Later, Harvey arrived with Jerome to help Hugo back onto the rails. "Don't worry, Hugo," said Harvey. "We'll have you back on the rails in a jiff." "I hope so," said Hugo. "All right, Hugo, here we go," said Jerome. Just then, Spencer pulled up, laughing. "Ha ha! I told you were a failed engine." Hugo said nothing. "Don't kick an engine while he's down," said Harvey. "Go away, Spencer." And so Spencer left. And so, the next morning, Hugo had been repaired and was on his way to Wellsworth, where Edward was waiting. Hugo stopped at the signal. "Hello, Hugo," said Edward. "What's got you down?" "I was racing Spencer yesterday, trying to prove myself, but I crashed." "Oh dear. Well, it looks like you're fine to me." "I was just repaired," said Hugo. "Don't feel bad about an accident. Engines have them all the time," said Edward. "I know. I just can't help but feel like I'm a failure." "Don't worry. Just because you're an experiment doesn't mean you're a failed one," said Edward. "Look on the bright side of things. You're repaired, and you're back up in service." "Thank you, Edward," said Hugo. The signal changed, and Edward soon left Wellsworth with his train. Hugo was feeling better, and he was resting at the museum when Spencer arrived. "Wow," said Spencer. "I can't believe you were even able to take that fall." Hugo said nothing, just frowned. "Nothing to say, do you?" Typical." And Spencer left. Later, Spencer was resting at a water tower when Hugo thundered by. "What were you thinking?" said Spencer. "I'm thinking we should have another race," said Hugo. And off they went. They raced down the line as fast as they could. Eventually, they came up to a hill. Spencer was going much too fast, but Hugo was minding his speed. Spencer came off with a tight curve. Hugo watched in horror as Spencer toppled down the hill with his empty coach. Spencer lay at the bottom of the hill, hurt but not necessarily damaged. "Don't worry, Spencer," shouted Hugo. "I'll go get help." And he raced away. "Oh my," said Spencer. "I've been quite stupid recently." Soon enough, Hugo did arrive, and Spencer was very grateful when he saw Henry shunting Rocky close behind him. Rocky quickly got to work, helping Spencer back up from his accident. It took a long time, but Rocky was finally able to get Spencer back onto the rails. "Hey, Hugo, I'm sorry about what I said." Don't worry about it. I guess we're even now, since we both had accidents. You're right. Fancy another race? Absolutely. Soon after that, the two of them became firm friends.